Welcome et bienvenue to the Auvergne region of France. This is an area that is unknown to most American tourists, and to the best of my knowledge, it's unknown to most French tourists as well. I'm here because one of my best friends in the whole world just bought a 200-year-old farmhouse near the town of Brioude, so naturally I had to visit. So we're going to explore some of the areas near her 200-year-old farmhouse and perhaps encourage you to explore some of the French countryside. But before we get started, make sure that you click subscribe so you never miss a travel minute.
Yeah, muffin talk. Ooh, muffin talk. Muffin talks, bringing healing to those who need them most.
Let's start off by talking about what Auvergne is. Auvergne is a region in the south center of France, and the town near where my friend bought her home is called Brioude. Now, this is actually on the Saint-Jacques-de-Compostelle Trail. And as of 2017, the population of Brioude was less than 7,000. So it's certainly very different from my hometown of New York City and a change of pace. So let's talk about how to get here. This is my friend Kara. By the way, she has an amazing YouTube channel where she really features her house. It's called Escape to Everdeen. I will put it in the comments. I strongly suggest that you follow it because her house is beautiful. And if you come here, hopefully it'll be in a place where you can stay there soon, right?
Hopefully next year.
You'll be so lucky if you get to stay there. We're gonna start exploring right here because behind us is a chateau. Now, I know nothing about this chateau. So, Kara, tell us about the chateau.
So this is the chateau of our village. This is the Chateau of Lamont. It's a medieval chateau that is still a private residence. It's shared between two owners. And one of the really amazing things about this region is that almost every single village has a chateau like this. Sometimes they're more of a ruin, sometimes they are in pristine condition like this one. But really, to be honest, I'm standing here and over in that direction, I can see another chateau. Like, you throw a rock and you hit a chateau around here.
Two chateaus in one view. You can see a chateau. Is it that chateau from your farmhouse?
Yes, you can see this from multiple windows.
I got to wake up and see a chateau this morning. It was fabulous. Every town, I think, all over the world has something that they're very proud of. And in Brioude, that something happens to be salmon. So we just visited the Salmon Museum, and I find this interesting. I have my friend Kat, who I'm traveling with here. And Kat, do you speak French?
No.
Okay. Do you love nature?
Yes, I do.
Do you love fish?
Yes.
Okay, so I just wanted Kat to talk about her experience as someone who, isn't proficient in French, but loves nature, to see if she learned anything, if she had fun, what her favorite parts of the museum were.
Yeah, they definitely had a lot of live fish, which is awesome. You don't need, obviously you're going to learn more information if you can read the signs as far as what the fish are and details about them and their life cycle. But as a scientist, you really just learn the most by observation. So just watching the fish was great. And as far as the other exhibits, I did think that they did well showing the obstacle of dams on the upriver migration of salmon, which I really love. I don't know if Megan remembers this. I have a tattoo of a salmon. I love them so much. I'm such a big lover of salmon that I got it tattooed permanently on my body. I would give this museum a must visit.
At the heart of every small town in France, you can usually find a church. And here in Brioude, we have the Basilica of Saint-Julian. Let's go have a look. The Basilica of Saint-Julien de Brioude is the largest Romanesque building in Auvergne. This gorgeous building combines modern stained glass windows with murals that date back all the way to the 9th century. In addition to looking up, make sure that you look down at the unique pebble paving on the ground. The basilica itself was built in the 11th century and is home to the remains of Saint-Julien. One of the things about visiting the French countryside is that on Sunday, everything is going to be closed. I do know that a few museums are open, or so it says online, but we're having a bit of trouble finding a place to eat. So fortunately, we did go to a grocery store before we stopped by Kara's house, but just a little warning that you might want to do so as well on a Sunday. The other thing is that even on weekdays, usually between 12 and 2, sometimes 2 to 4, different towns have different siestas. So that means that everything's closed. You can go get lunch, but then it will close for a few hours before it starts a dinner service. So just plan around your siestas. I know in Paris, I'm always trying to find a restaurant where the menu is just in French, because if they translate it to English, you're thinking, oh, it's only for tourists. We found a place and there is no English translation. I was sitting there with my Google Translate trying to figure out what everything is. And some of the food is really interesting that you wouldn't normally get in the United States. So if you come to Auvergne, you'll get treated to true, authentic local French cuisine. So this is called a terrine d'enfer, which is a terrine from hell, because it's apparently so good. Let's find out if it lives up to its name. It's pretty good. Devil's coming up. Out here in the French countryside, you wouldn't think that I would find anything that reminded me of New York City, but I have. Right now, I am standing in front of the birthplace of the Marquis de Lafayette, which, if you've seen the musical Hamilton, you know that he played a very important role in the American Revolution. Much of the early parts of that American Revolution took place in New York City. So now this is a museum, so let's go have a look. It was in the luxurious Chateau Chaniac Lafayette that on September 6, 1757, Gilbert Motier, Marquis de Lafayette, was born. During the American Revolution, the Marquis de Lafayette managed to convince the King of France to send military assistance in the form of 40,000 soldiers and 200 ships to the American colonists. The ship La Victoire was commanded by Lafayette himself and stopped the British fleet at Yorktown. He is considered a hero of the American Revolution and was even made an honorary American citizen, and his life began right here in the Auvergne region of France. Today, you can visit Chateau Chaniac Lafayette, learn more about his adventures, and even see fascinating artifacts of his epic and heroic life. We are now entering a medieval town that I know nothing about, so I'm going to let Kara tell you about it. But on our way here, we were driving and we ran into something that I have never had an issue with in New York City. So what was it that slowed us down a bit?
It was 2 shepherds and 1 dog driving their herd of 600, probably 500-600 sheep up the road in front of us.
It was a lot of sheep.
So I have seen those sheep go through the center of this village. So what we're hoping is that they are on their way to pass through this village and we'll be able to see the sheep, not from the car, but in person. Because the sheep literally flood around you like water. It's crazy.
I hope we see sheep. We have now entered a medieval town called Layfayette, and I'm actually standing in front of a medieval abbey. As you can tell, the sun is setting. We don't have a lot of light. Most of the town is closed, in part because it's late, in part because it's Sunday. But I wanted to show it to you because it's so cute. And I do want to say, I made the mistake of only spending really 24 hours in this region, and I wish that I had spent a whole week here. I need to come back and spend a whole week here because there is so much to explore and observe and take in, and I feel like you would just feel so refreshed at the end of your stay. Literally 2 seconds after filming that clip, we looked around the corner and saw this. And one of the most impressive things to me was just the sound that all of these sheep make, so I wanted you to hear it.
This is truly maximum sheep. Look at Megan. Oh, you're so cute. And there's so many of you.
I don't know why hundreds of sheep just passed us, but they did. And now I feel like I'm in some sort of fairy tale movie like Ever After that I love. I've seen Ever After like hundreds of times, and I feel like Danielle in Ever After. I don't know why. I don't think that there's lots of sheep in that movie, but this town makes me think of it. So I get to live my dreams. We are now back at Kara's 200-year-old farmhouse, and we're about to eat the great classic French cuisine of pizza. Now, I think that this is just a good moment to talk a little bit about authentic travel, because as a tour guide, I get asked all the time, like, I want to do something that's authentically New York. I want to live like a local. And the thing is, local New Yorkers, we love pizza, we love pastrami, we love cheesecake, and I encourage everyone who comes to visit New York City to try all of those foods. But local New Yorkers, we don't eat that all the time. We love going to Thai food, getting Burmese food, going to Chinatown. So when you're traveling someplace, if you want to truly live like the locals, you're going to be eating all different types of food. And my friend Kara lives right next to Brioude. It's Sunday, so there's not a lot open, and she said, I know this amazing pizza place. So we are having the true local experience of eating French pizza. And look how beautiful that is. It's not your typical New York City pizza. So local French pizza. I also want to say that this pizza is really good. Like, the cheese is all fresh. It has fresh vegetables on it. So it's a really good little local secret. Kara, what's the name of it?
Mama Pizza.
Mama Pizza, the great French classic. But right now, cheers to eating like a true local. We are now at the Brioude train station getting ready to head back to Paris. We drove here, but we're taking the train back to Paris. And I just wanted to give you some final thoughts. So we only spent 24 hours here, which was just not enough time. I wish that we had a week so that we could explore more little towns, eat at more restaurants, see more museums, get more gorgeous scenic views. Also, we came on a Sunday, so lots of things in Auvergne, or at least in Brioude, were closed on Sunday. So perhaps if you are planning a very short trip, plan to come on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so that more things are open. I've also been told by Kara that the best time of year to come is late spring. I heard some other people mentioning in town that late spring was the best time. Apparently the whole area just turns into a giant garden center. We are here in like mid-October, and it's a little chilly. It's been a little rainy, but we still were able to enjoy everything. So I hope that this helped give you an idea of some things that you can do in the Auvergne region and encourages you to explore the French countryside. If you like this video, make sure that you click subscribe so you never miss a travel minute.